The cabin was filled with frustration, every passenger glancing back at the endless cries of a millionaire's baby who wouldn't stop. Flight attendants tried to soothe them, but nothing worked. The wealthy father, dressed in luxury, held the child in his arms, his face growing more helpless with every passing minute as murmurs of irritation spread through the plane. Everyone expected comfort, but not from where it came. A poor black boy, sitting quietly in economy, rose with an unexpected courage. What he did next would silence prejudice, humble the arrogant, and leave the entire plane questioning everything. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. The boy's name was Elijah. He was only 10 years old and traveling alone for the first time. His clothes were worn, his shoes nearly falling apart, yet his smile carried warmth that could soften even the hardest hearts. His grandmother had raised him in a small community, where love outweighed wealth, and kindness was taught as a form of strength. Sitting in the cramped seat near the back, he gazed curiously around the plane, taking in every detail. For him, this trip meant hope, an opportunity to meet relatives who promised a brighter future. Up front, a millionaire father sat in first class, struggling with his crying infant. He looked powerful, important, a man used to control, but not now. With every cry, his image of strength cracked. No money, no luxury could silence the sound. What none of them knew was that Elijah's path was about to cross his in a way no one could forget. As minutes stretched into hours, the cries grew louder, piercing through every corner of the plane. Passengers exchanged annoyed looks, some covering their ears while others muttered complaints under their breath. The millionaire father bounced his baby, whispered, and rocked gently. Yet nothing worked. His expensive watch glistened as he shifted uncomfortably, but it couldn't measure the time he wished would move faster. He was a man who had conquered boardrooms and business deals, but in this moment, he was utterly powerless. The attendants tried soothing, offering toys, even suggesting warm milk, but the child's sobs only intensified. A storm raged in the tiny chest of that infant, a cry not for things, but for comfort. Elijah, from the back, watched quietly. He noticed what others ignored: the baby's desperate search, eyes wide and restless, craving human warmth and gentleness, rather than distractions. Elijah thought of his grandmother, of the lullabies she would sing to restless babies in their small neighborhood when tired mothers couldn't manage another sleepless night. Her songs weren't grand, but they carried love deeper than gold. His heart pounded. He was just a poor boy, invisible to most in this plane. What right did he have to step forward? Yet something inside told him, if no one acted, the baby would suffer. With courage greater than his years, Elijah unbuckled his seatbelt and slowly walked down the aisle. Passengers raised eyebrows, whispering. Some laughed, expecting nothing from this ragged boy. The father looked up, exhausted, unsure whether to refuse or allow. Elijah reached out, his small hands steady. To everyone's surprise, the father, perhaps out of desperation, handed the baby over. The moment the child rested in Elijah's arms, the cries softened. He began to hum, a simple tune his grandmother had taught him. The baby's tears slowed, tiny fists unclenching. Silence fell across the cabin, disbelief hanging heavy. A millionaire, with all his power, had been humbled by a boy with nothing but love. And in that silence, everyone realized comfort isn't bought, it's shared. For the rest of the flight, The baby slept peacefully in Elijah's arms, the father, watching with eyes full of something he had never shown before. Gratitude mixed with humility. When they landed, whispers followed Elijah, not of pity, but of respect. The millionaire approached him, not with pride, but with a trembling voice that carried sincerity. For once, wealth bowed before kindness. Elijah walked away with nothing in his pockets, yet richer in spirit than anyone on that plain. The moment became a quiet lesson to all who witnessed it, that love, empathy, and courage are far more potent than privilege. In a world divided by prejudice and status, a poor, black boy had reminded everyone of what truly mattered. What about you? What country and city are you watching from today? Take care.